moerse sloot. Hoor hier so stadig, julle. Eina bliksem. Eerlikheid. Breek.
Hello everyone, we are in Memel now. We just refilled with petrol. There's the bike, so we're going to have some breakfast. Yeah, and then we will be going to Normandin Pass. My bum is a bit sore and I had a headache, but I drank Panadus. Yeah, here's my brother.
Okay everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to Normandin Pass. So the bike is finally up to date, speedo working, new tires, everything, but you'll have seen that in the beginning of the video. So today we're testing everything out, checking what the fuel usage and how far I can go with one tank. So I've got a 6-liter spare tank on the back, a fuel bladder, and then we'll see it and we'll take a ride and get some good footage with my mom and my sister joining us. Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's De Klerk here from Travels with Stifler. Thank you for tuning in today. So, as we said in the intro of this video, today we will be taking a ride to Normandin Pass. In this video, Frankenstein has been fully rebuilt and is ready for action. Today is a small test for Frankenstein. The main idea will be to see how far I can get on one tank, and that's why I brought the fuel bladder with, so that when I run out of fuel, I can just refill and come back. The location. Today we will be going to Normandin in the Ark. In my first video on YouTube, I was actually very close to this place when I went to Memel to camp for 3 days in the wild. If you haven't seen that video, I would highly recommend it. So, back to today. On the screen you will see it is me, my sister and my mother. So the person that did the intro to this video was my sister, and the one who came in later was my mother. Yeah, we're just quickly stopping for a photo op. After taking a stop for the photos and snapping a few nice pics, we decided to set off again. And I let my mother and sister go out in front of me just to be able to test out the performance of Frankenstein. So the question you are all asking, what has been done to Frankenstein since I've got that? So, firstly, we had to replace the regulator rectifier. You'd have seen that in one of the previous videos on the Tonteldoe strip series. Then, after that, I had to fix the speedo and put on new tires. So the tires I'm running now is the Vitas EO7s, and now known as the Vitas Enduro Plus. The tires are quite lovely, and so far I'm very happy with it. Then I got new foot pegs to be a bit lower, and I removed the handlebar spacers so that the handlebars are just dropped that much again. The luggage rack had to be fixed, and I also had to fix the windscreen again because that also broke on the Tonteldoe strip. I got myself a proper kit for maintaining and fixing the motorcycle on the way, and I had to do some basic wiring to the side stand switch and to the brake lights. After that, it was just the air filter and basic cleaning of the bike. So nothing too major, but everything was necessary, and I got a full kit of tools specifically for the RD07 as well as a medical kit. So in this trip we have 3 different bikes. It's not just a bunch of GS's this time. My sister is riding the Honda CRF 250, the Rallye edition. The bike is virtually the same as the one that I used for the Memel camping trip. The only difference is she has crash bars on hers as well as a toe box, and this is the 2018 model, whereas mine is a 2017 model. As you might have heard, I have a microphone now, so it's in my helmet and we are testing it out with the Insta360. The microphone I am using is the Insta360 Mic Air, and it's situated in the helmet. So do let me know what you think about the sound quality. While I was editing, it did not sound too bad. The only problem was I could hear a bit of wind interference. Here we see my sister on a CRF 250 Rallye, the same bike I did my solo adventure to Moorfield with. Lovely bike. Her feet are getting a bit sore because she's wearing tackies and not boots. That's why she's sitting down again. Beautiful road, nothing too technical. Beautiful sight, seeing the mountains in the distance and starting to approach them. Let's look and see if we can get on top of them. The other person on this ride is my mother. She is riding a 2018 GS Rallye edition. So the GS Rallye was an upgrade on that year's model. It was estimated from the research I did that only about 400 of them made it to South Africa, and only 120 or so have the sport suspension. So my mother really has a gem there, as she does have the one with the sportier suspension. What's different about this bike? It is a unique colorway. It has a sportier, more rally aggressive suspension. My mom's bike's name is Free Spirit, and it was named that because it gives my mother a feeling of freedom, and on it she can do whatever she wants. A few notable things about my mother's riding career is that she has won the GS Trophy in Mpumalanga regional competition before. She has conquered quite a few passes, such as Uber's pass, which is very difficult. She has done Sani pass on an older model of GS, and she has conquered the Hunter's Road in Botswana. So definitely not an amateur rider, and someone who does know what she's talking about. The only problem for her on today's ride is that she is a bit rusty, as she has not ridden in a while, so she might need a bit of coaching from someone who's a bit more into the game at the moment. I'm just waiting up for the fellow riders on today's trip. They haven't done gravel in a while, so they're still getting comfortable with it. Woo! Then, what gear am I rocking today? So today, I am almost looking like a Liat sponsored athlete. I wish I was. But I'm wearing the Liat 8.5 Adventure helmet, the white colorway. Then, my pants and jacket are both the Adventure Dry Tour 7.5. I'm wearing them without the inners, as today is a quite warm day and you will see all of my vents are opened. What's nice about the jacket is it has two big vents on the chest and a huge one on the back, as well as vents on your forearms. The same with the pants. They have nice vents on the inside of your leg, and they have a stretchy, very ventable material on the outside of the legs. Then my boots, I am unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but I'm wearing the Alpine Star Tech 7 boots because the Liat boots apparently do not come in my size. So if you have big feet, sorry for you, there is no UK 13 on the Liat MX boots. And then my gloves are also from Liat. It is the Liat Hydra Dry 7.5 gloves. At the back, so we have to keep a nice spacing between each other, otherwise visibility gets quite low. Pas op, as groot klippe in die pad, big rocks in the road, defaulting to Afrikaans when the dire situation comes. How beautiful it is to the right. Nice mountains, horses grazing, absolutely stunning. Okay, so it seems somewhere we missed our turn. So we are a bit lost since we lost signal now, but we will find our way soon. Part of the adventure. It seemed that we were a bit lost, and indeed, that was the case. We did skip a turn. You will remember where we had our little photo op. There was a road heading to the left, and that's the one we should have taken. But no worries, all part of the adventure. I just said that in the helmet on the live commentary as well, and not everything will go to plan on a trip like this, and if you don't embrace it, you won't ever truly experience a real adventure. Besides, what a great opportunity to see a new part of this road, a part we haven't seen before, and fingers crossed for some technical riding as well. Hier gaan hij links. Ek's rechts van mama. Is okay. Sien, dis hoekom ek sê mense moet 'n harde exhaust hê. While we're riding here, I was just admiring some beautiful scenery, beautiful rock formations, and some things that I did not expect to see on today's trail. I was expecting a lot of rocks, I was expecting it to be a bit dry, but it looks like there was a lot of rain the week or 2 weeks before we got here. As you will see the ruts across the road as we get deeper into the off-road section. The thing about Normandin Pass is, it's a bit technical, but very accessible for all levels of riders. Even a novice rider would be able to do that. I mean, I've done this as a novice rider before. When I just got my CRF 250, we came here and I did this pass with the Honda, with the CRF 250. And you learn a lot about your bike, because for me it's about a 3 hours drive on the tar to get here. And then you go gravel and you hit almost all the aspects. You hit small rocks, bigger rocks, uphills, downhills, sand, and if you're lucky, even a bit of mud. So after sitting on the bike for a long time, you get to feel how it makes with your bum on the tarmac, and then you can feel out how it handles on the gravel road and on a few different types of terrains, as well as the uphill and downhill, as I just said. So it's nothing too technical, it's nothing a novice would not be able to handle. You might have a tip over or two, but you can definitely try to choose harder lines and send it a bit faster or even slower to make it more difficult for yourself. I would actually recommend Normandin Pass to any rider that lives within a 3 hour radius of Memel, if you want to test out your bike for a bit. I'm not saying go do a 600k trip to Normandin Pass. I'm sure within your radius, if that is how far you are from Normandin, you will find something else where you can test your bike out as well. But if you live close to this area, I would 100% recommend it. So a few things I noticed on today's ride. As soon as we got on the gravel, I once again remembered I am not the biggest fan of the screen on the windscreen that is currently on. It is in my way and I don't like the color, and it gets in the way of the Insta360 a bit as well. So I would like to change that. And then my handlebars, the positioning is not quite perfect. I would like to make them a bit more aggressive for off-road riding. And the only other thing I would change about the setup today is the way I put the fuel bladder. Just inhibited my movements a little bit too much when I was trying to shift my weight back. But other than that, I am so happy with the bike. taking all of the things into account that I have to change, it isn't anything major. It's small things that I would like to make to the bike, and it's things that I do not mind too much. So as you can see here, the road is getting a little bit less traveled on. It's a bit more rocky and there are a bit more of bumps and dips in the road. So this is getting a bit interesting.
There we go. Nice. Just keep looking up. Just keep looking up. Nice. That's what I'm talking about. Well done. Al net awesome. Deep in, deep out. Mama, die hele pad is mama sin hoor. Just keep breathing. Nee, dis okay ek. Just keep breathing. Hou net die momentum, mama. There we go. Nice, mama. Okay, kom gou aan mama se regterkant verby.
And one thing I do have to say about Frankenstein is she is confidence inspiring. Man, when I get on this bike, I feel that I can race in the Dakar. I feel like I can become a pro. I just want to go out fast and I just want to do more difficult trails. While riding her, I was looking forward to doing difficult trials. I was imagining doing a single track and technical path. I was imagining things like Sani Pass, going across continents on the back of the bike, riding through rivers and doing things that I just would never think is possible on a bike. And that's what I want you to do for your bike or your 4x4 or whatever the machine is that you find your adventure on, your bicycle or whatever. I just want you to figure out how to get that thing to inspire you, because as long as your machine is confidence inspiring and it makes your imagination do cartwheels, you'll keep coming back to it and you'll keep wanting to do more and bigger and greater things. And that's exactly what Frankenstein does for me.
Beautiful environment to the left, nice mountains, some crops starting to grow over here. It looks like it's going to be a great summer for the farmers. There you can see where we'll start the climb again. So far Frankenstein has been performing exceptionally. Everything we've done to her seems to be holding up. The lowered foot pegs are proving to be very useful. My riding position is nice and low and the bars feel in the right position. Maybe I can adjust them a bit more up, a bit more aggressively. But other than that, she's a machine and she just wants to ride dirt roads. She's built for riding dirt roads, Frankenstein. The Mita Sendero, lots of mud back there, lots of mud. The Mita Senderos are performing exceptionally well. I have no problem with traction at all. Yeah, nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I'm just taking the lead again because we're going into a bit more technical terrain. I just want to be in the lead so I can call out some obstacles in the road and just maybe give a bit of early coaching to the other riders to coach them through a technical bit or two. I just want to make sure that they know what's coming so that they don't have to react too quickly, and just to make sure everyone is safe.
Okay, julle, hier so net voor die opdraande is daar 'n sloot en dan sit 'n bietjie sand. Maar dis nat sand en dan is daar nog sand en daar's 'n sloot en nog 'n sloot en dan 'n moerse sloot. Hoor hier so stadig, julle. Eina bliksem. Eerlikheid. Brik, 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 brik. Ek's okay, julle. My motorfiets is...
It was in this part of the trip where I realized that truly anything can happen, and at any time the unexpected can come your way. So I'll just let you watch the tape. This is where tragedy struck. I got very confident, and by some way of the light shining on the road or the shadows falling just in the worst way, I thought the right side of the road was the correct line to choose. The ruts weren't as deep, or that's the way it looked, and I chose my line, and I soon realized it was the wrong line. So when I hit the first rut, I knew something wasn't quite the way I wanted it to be. So I tried to just blip the bike out into the middle of the road again, but the second rut just threw me back to the right side of the road, and that's where I got to the third rut, which was now the deepest of the three. And while my suspension was fully compressed at the front, I tried to just wheelie it out a bit, but when I wheelied, the suspension extended again, and before it could fully extend to absorb it, I hit the last rut, and by a mix of operator error and mechanical shortcomings, tragedy struck and I fell. So as you can see, I got thrown quite a ways. I think it was about, well, from where I hit the rut, it was 8 meters. I think I flew about 3 or 4 meters through the air. But you will see in the video me going through some emotions. My mother was stressing a lot. My sister was actually quite calm. I don't know if that's a good or a bad sign, but emotions were at a high, and in the moment I did not feel lucky to be able to stand up when my bike wasn't able to do the same thing. The important thing to remember in a situation like this, and you might not remember it immediately, but when you look back, you realize that you did not fall because of being bad or because of God trying to punish you or whatever. It's quite the opposite. Before we left on this trip, we said a prayer and we asked God for His hand of protection over us, and that's what was over me. A normal fall like this could end seriously bad. You could end up not walking, or I wasn't wearing a neck brace. I could have easily hurt my neck, and I could have easily been laying there without the ability to stand up. But that isn't the case. I had grace and protection on my life, so I was able to stand up a few seconds after falling, and I am able to fix Frankenstein up on another day. So in a retrospective, it is a blessing to be able to stand up after a fall like that, and it's a blessing to be able to go through all the emotions, even though in the moment it felt like hell to me. To be able to be sad now and to work on the bike and still edit the footage and commentate over it is a blessing. So the clip can continue playing, and then I will give you a detailed analysis of what happened on the fall. I just had a bad crash. Luckily, I'm okay. I'm fine. We were coming down the road there, up this way, and I had to give a bit of gas for sand and stuff. And when I got here, I started slipping a bit, so I gave gas a bit more. Came up this way. You can follow my track here. I saw the rut over here, and I thought it was deeper on the left side. So I chose the wrong line, and I came towards the right hand side. You can still see my tracks over here, and I almost got it out. I tried to get the bike out here, slowing down a bit. Maybe that was the problem, and I sped up in this rut over here. You can see my front wheel clearly came over here, but by this point I lost control of the bike, and I tried to go left, but I couldn't, and I was forced into this rut. The speed that carried me through here, my front wheel only hit the ground about here, and the next thing I knew, it hit here and it sent me flying. There where the bike is standing now is where I picked the bike up. You can see here the skid marks of where the bike first hit the ground. I'm not sure what this is. I think it's some of the paint. Over here is where the bike was put down, and I picked it back up. And here where the helmet and stuff is, this is where I was on the floor. So yeah, I managed to kill Frankenstein just after we revived her completely. I'm speechless. The trip up till this part was amazing, nice routes, enjoying myself, and yeah. So Frankenstein's story is on a pause for a while now. I'm sorry, old girl. Yeah, Frankenstein is a bit done, but she's not out yet. We still have a way to go. We can't expect someone to drive with a car all the way here with the trailer. So let's make a plan. Let's get her running, get her back to safety. I think she still has 2 kilometers at least in her. Yeah, let's get it. Get the steering wheel turning. She doesn't have any important electronics that come to the top. Then we might be able to get her going so that we can at least get a bit closer to civilization. Well, she can go straight. If we can get her started, we can at least